And so that's what we ended off on part 4. So before I get into the taxes, I do want to just discuss a case with you that kind of ties in some of this information I was speaking about, as far as understanding what a member managed and a manager managed LLC is, and making sure you know, specify if you expect one thing versus another, because by default you possibly, maybe your entity may be looked at as one way that you don't want it, but you want to specify what you want. But also when you specify what you want to also communicate what type of control, rights, and authorities individual has. So you have the ability to spell out everything. So I want to talk about a case real quick. And again, like I said, this is what I do as an attorney. I don't just read the statutes, I constantly just read up on cases to get a feel of how courts are handling what is actually written in a statute, how courts are handling what business owners who actually draft operating agreements, how they are actually handled. So that is my job. And this was a very interesting case that I read that ties into what I talked about, the operating agreement and member managed versus manager managed. In this case, you have a husband and wife, and you know, they were working together, as far as the husband had one business and the wife was a sole member of another business. Remember, we talked about that, being a sole member. And the husband had his business loan his wife some money to buy some land. He loaned her $1.4 million to purchase 34 acres of land. And then they had a written agreement, according to the husband, where, you know, there was going to be an interest put on that loan and how that loan needed to be paid back. That was done in 2004, and then in 2006 the wife filed for divorce, and this is when everything started getting ugly. And this is what usually happens. This happens, honestly, for myself, and I think a lot of attorneys who practice in the areas that I practice, which is business, sports, entertainment, and I also here recently practice in real estate. But in those areas where it comes to business, sports, and entertainment, a lot of the issues that are raised are usually raised amongst people that know each other, not strangers, not just some random third party. It's usually people that know each other, family members or really close friends.